I stopped trying to predict where all of this was heading. Once I quit checking every sign, the days got easier to read. Oh, I don't need a reason for every change in rhythm. Some things make more sense when I leave them unfinished. Oh, I can feel the difference without naming what it means. What used to feel uncertain doesn't pull at me the same. It comes naturally when I quit reaching for it. No need to hold the moment tighter than it wants to be. It comes naturally, and that's enough to trust. I don't have to understand it before I let it settle in. I used to think that comfort meant the feeling had gone quiet. Now I hear more clearly when nothing has to prove itself. There's less noise around it and more room to recognize it. What I thought was losing shape was only finding somewhere firm. I can feel the difference without pushing it ahead. What used to need an answer can sit quietly instead. It comes naturally when I quit reaching for it. Don't need to hold the moment tighter than it wants to be. It comes naturally, and that's enough to trust. I don't have to understand it before I let it settle in. I thought intensity was what made something honest. Now I trust the things that don't ask me for attention. The part that keeps returning without needing to be chased feels stronger than the rush I used to mistake for certainty. A week apart felt longer once the first few days had passed. I started wondering whether we would need to find our way back. Not because anything happened, nothing really went that wrong. I just gave the distance meaning, the long. Then the minute we were together, all the thinking lost its way. Nothing needed warming up, nothing felt rearranged. Right where it was before I made it complicated. No adjustment, no getting used to anything. Right where it was, like the time between midless. I spent a week expecting distance, then found none of it left. Yeah. Love better than, talk better than, I've probably missed before. How much of what feels certain doesn't need checking anymore. I used to think connection needed constant proof to last. Now a little time between us doesn't change what helps. There was no careful restart, no catching up to where we've been. These came back immediately because it hadn't really left. Ooh, 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 ooh. Right where it was before I made it complicated. No adjustment, no getting used to anything. Right where it was, like the time between meant less. I spent a week expecting distance, then found none of it left. Maybe space only feels uncertain when I try to fill it in. Maybe what holds up without effort is the part worth trusting most. I don't need every day between us to confirm the one before. Knowing we can pick it back up makes me want it better. So right where it was before I made it complicated. No adjustment, no getting used to anything. Yeah. Right where it was, like the time between meant less. I spent a week expecting distance, then found none of it left. Right where it was, right where it was. Woke up a little later than I planned today. Sunlight through the curtain slowly found its way. Hey, coffee getting colder, sitting by the bed, still thinking about the music. Maybe it's the morning, maybe it's the calm. Maybe I just like the feeling of having you around. Stay a little closer, don't have to say a thing. I like the way it feels here when everything is easy. No need for a promise, no need to make it last. Some moments are enough when they don't move too fast. Your name on my phone screen, waiting like before. Funny how a small thing can mean a little more. I don't need a story, I don't need a sign. Just another evening where your hand finds mine. Stay a little closer, don't have to say a thing. I like the way it feels here when everything is easy. No need for a promise, no need to make it last. Some moments are enough when they don't move too fast. Maybe we are somewhere between hello and goodbye. Maybe that's the reason we don't need to decide. All I really wanted was a little time, a quiet little moment that could still feel mine. Oh, yeah. Stay a little closer, don't have to say a thing. I like the way it feels here when everything is easy. No need for a promise, no need to make it last. Some moments are enough when they don't move too fast. Some moves, stay a little closer. itself. Nothing past the weekend, nothing written further ahead. Yeah, it was easier that way when the days still ran long. I could let the time feel temporary without asking what came next. Then the evenings changed first before anything else did. A cooler hour after sunset and plans had reached another week. Yeah, I noticed September showing up in small decisions. Your name was already there before I thought to put it in. Late August, and I thought this would feel different, like the end of something I was supposed to leave behind. Late August, and nothing really ended. The air turned cooler first, but I was still making room for you. By the third week of the month, I stopped treating time like borrowed. Started mentioning September without catching myself first. There was no big decision, nothing changed in a single night. Just a summer I expected to finish turning into something else. Yeah, I could feel the season moving without needing to resist it. What I thought would lose its shade was becoming easier to trust. The days were getting shorter, but the feeling wasn't fading. For once I let the calendar move without deciding what it meant. Late August, and I thought this would feel different, like the end of something I was supposed to leave behind. Late August, and nothing really ended. The air turned cooler first, but I was still making room for you. Tell me when to move on, that whatever started lightly should disappear the same way. But August kept getting quieter, and I kept changing my plans. By the time the month was in, you were already part of fall. Late August, and I thought this would feel different, like the end of something I was supposed to leave behind. Late August, and nothing really ended. The air turned cooler first, but I was still making room. Late August, late August, late August. Oh, late August. The mornings change before I thought much about the season. I left without a jacket, then wished I brought it back. Summer had been easy when everything felt temporary. But cooler days kept coming and somehow you were still around. I started making plans past the end of the week without stopping to consider how natural that had become. The year was moving forward without asking me to follow. For once I wasn't worried about what the change would mean. And early autumn came in without warning. Nothing really changed except the way the evenings felt. Early autumn, and I wasn't looking backward. I had somewhere I wanted to be when the colder it feels in the bed. By the middle of September, the change was hard to miss. Sleeves came down a little farther, daylight left us earlier. I used to take that shift to something closing for the year. This time it felt more open than the summer ever did. Oh, maybe it was knowing I wasn't carrying it alone. Maybe I had finally stopped expecting good things to expire. The season kept on changing and I let it happen quietly. There was nothing I needed to preserve from what came before. No, no. Early autumn came in without warning. Nothing really changed except the way the evenings felt. Early autumn, and I wasn't looking backward. I had somewhere I wanted to be when the colder days arrived. I used to think the seasons made decisions for me. Oh, summer man, I'm only holding on and falling, let it good low, but nothing works that neatly once you're living through it. Some things get more certain right when everything else turns. Except the way the evenings felt. Early autumn, and I wasn't looking backward. I had somewhere I wanted to be when the colder days arrived. You got me in a quiet mood, somewhere after 2. Didn't have a lot to say, still I stay with you. Maybe it's the way you talk when the room gets low. Maybe I just like the space between the words we know. Don't make it complicated, don't turn it to name. If you're still awake, I might feel the same. Come a little closer, leave the lights down low. that we don't need a reason. We don't need to know. Stay until the morning. I'll leave before it shows. Come a little closer. That's enough for now. Your coat is on a chair, your shadow by the door. Funny how a little time can make you want some more. I don't need forever, I don't need a plan. Just another slow song and your hand in my hand. Don't make it complicated, don't turn it around. If you're still beside me, I like where we are now. Da 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 da. Come a little closer. Leave the lights down low. We don't need a reason. We don't need to know. Stay until the morning. I'll leave before it shows. Come a little closer. That's enough for now. No big words tonight. No promise on the line. Let the record keep turning. Let the room keep turning. Come a little closer. Leave the lights down low. We don't need a reason. We don't need to know. Stay until the morning. I'll leave before it shows. Come a little closer. That's enough for now. 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 You changed the subject right before it got serious. I caught the look and figured that was fair. Half of what we mean never makes it through. Still somehow I know what you meant. Could make a whole thing of it, but what would that do? Better when the words don't have to work so hard. That's good with me. Leave it where it lands. No rehearsed answer, no second chance to explain. That's good with me. Say whatever comes out. If it makes sense later, we can figure it out. You lost your train of thought somewhere in the middle, then laugh like it wasn't worth going back. I know that feeling better than I did it. Some days the simple version fits. Could turn every pause into something it isn't. I'd rather hear the part that comes without prolong. That's good with me. Leave it where it lands. No rehearsed answer, no second chance to explain. That's good with me. Say whatever comes out. If it makes sense later, we can figure it out. No big reveal, no clever ending. Some conversations work better unfinished. That's good with me. second chance to explain. No second chance. That's good with me. Say whatever comes out. If it makes sense later, we can figure it out. Oh, that's good with me. That's good with me. Good with me. Ooh, ooh. At first we made an occasion out of every time we met. Pick the hours carefully, like wasting one wouldn't matter. I would show up with the evening already mapped inside my head, and spend half of it wondering if everything was going well. Months went by and somehow all that effort wore away. What replaced it felt so normal. I nearly missed the change now. Oh, with nothing figured out, and somehow those are the hours I think about the most. Very dry and nothing missing. I don't have to make the time feel better than it is. Nothing planned, and I still want the hours. Turns out I like being with you. When there's nothing to impress. There are days I bring less energy than I would have months ago. I don't search for something clever just to keep the evening moving. Sometimes I lose my focus halfway through a longer thought, and I don't feel the pressure to recover where it went. That would have embarrassed me back when everything felt new. Now the parts I used to hide barely crossed my mind at all. I thought getting comfortable would make the feeling smaller. Instead it made the time feel more like something I could trust. Nothing planned and nothing missing. I don't have to make the time feel better than it is. Nothing planned, and I still want the hours. Turns out I like being thin. When there's nothing to impress. I used to judge a good thing by how much I felt at once. Thought excitement was a measure and ordinary meant less. But most of what I trust now came together gradually. Not in the nights we tried the hardest, but the ones we simply had. Nothing planned and nothing missing. I don't have to make the time feel better than it is. You said I'd overthink it. I said not this time. Made it through an hour, then proved you right. I had 3 good reasons all lined up in my head. Then you looked at me and I forgot what I said. I hate when you're right. You make it look too easy. I spend all day thinking you get there in a minute. I hate when you're right, but I can't even argue. Every time I get too deep, you pull me back to simple. You know when I'm bluffing, before I know myself, I try another angle, you just let me finish. I swear I had a point somewhere at the start. Now I'm laughing too hard to remember that part. I hate when you're right. You make it look too easy. I spend all day thinking you get there in a minute. I hate when you're right, but I can't even argue. Every time I get too deep, you pull me back to simple. Don't get used to this. I'm not admitting defeat. I'm just saying maybe you know me better than me. I hate when you're right. You make it look too easy. I spend all day thinking you get there in a minute. I hate when you're right, but I can't even argue. Every time I get too deep, you pull me back to simple. Good news, you stayed with me until I found the right moment. I could carry it for hours without needing anyone else. Somewhere that started changing before I noticed it had. Now the smallest thing goes right, and you're already where my mind goes. Yeah, it happened slowly enough that I never marked the difference. I only saw it looking back at where my attention kept landing. Without thinking, I make room for you. Before I sort the feeling out, before I know what I'll do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Without thinking, you're already part of it. Not because I planned that far, it just became my first instinct. It works the other way as well. When the day comes apart early, I don't wait until I fixed it into something easier to tell. The rough version gets there first before I can make it presentable. And somehow being less prepared has made me feel less exposed. Like you, same thing. Being careful was the same as being honest. Now I notice how much truth I removed by making everything neat. Without thinking, I make room for you. Before I sort the feeling out, before I know what I'll do. Without thinking, you're already part of it. Without me, 'cause I planned that far. It just became my first instinct. There wasn't one decision that turned this into something different. It was repetition without effort until the pattern became obvious. The person I kept reaching toward became the person I expected there. By then there wasn't much left for me to figure out. Without thinking, I make room for you. Before I sort the feeling out, before I know what I'll do. Without thinking, you're already part of it. Without me, 'cause I planned that far. It just became my first instinct. Without thinking, August gave us too much time, so nothing had to be decided. Whole afternoons could disappear without costing either of us much. I thought these be wrong to having nowhere else to be. Then once the weeks filled up again, we'd notice what was missing. Bet the calendar got crowded and the feeling kept its place. What it seemed like summertime, it started fitting ordinary days. I stopped measuring the hours by how much time we had. Started noticing how often we still made room inside them. After summer hours, I thought we'd lose the ease, but the days got busier and nothing pulled away. After summer hours, I finally understood it wasn't all that extra time that made this feel this good. Feel this good. No autumn starting out there, and evenings ended sooner. Plans had to fit between the things we'd put aside before. I expected less attention once there was less time to spare. Instead, the smaller openings became the ones we always took. There was something reassuring in how ordinary it felt. No long stretch of empty hours, just choosing where the time went. I stopped treating busy days like proof that things would change. The less space there was was around us, the clearer the choice became. After summer hours, I thought we'd lose the ease, but the days got easier and nothing pulled away. After summer hours, I finally understood it wasn't all that extra time that made this feel this good. I had blamed the season for how natural it was, as if longer days had done the hardest part for us. Then the pace changed completely, and the part I trusted remained. There was enough to separate what was real from what was easy. After summer hours, I thought we'd lose the ease, but the days got easier and nothing pulled away. After summer hours, I finally understood it wasn't all that extra time made this feel this good. We would decide the day before we met. No reason to look farther than whatever came next. And then September started feeling before I noticed how Sundays had a place already, and I never wrote it down. It wasn't some decision we were careful enough to make. The habit formed between us while I was looking the other way. Now the week feels different when I know where it will land. Not because I need a schedule, I just like having the chance. September Sunday started taking shape before I ever thought of giving them a name. September Sunday feel easier than before. I used to leave the future open, now I leave one day for us. The weather turning up to change what I wore outside, but the bigger change was smaller and harder to describe. I stopped treating every meeting like a separate piece of time. Started carrying one weekend gently into the next, but there was something reassuring in how ordinary it became. No pressure to make memories out of every single day. Now the week feels different when I know where it will end. What once felt accidental has become part of the plan. September Sunday started taking shape before I ever thought of giving it lemonade. September Sundays feel easier than before. I used to leave the future open, now I leave one day for us. I used to think commitment would arrive as something I would recognize the second that it changed. Instead it looked like Sunday, becoming easier to keep. By the time I understood it, the choice was already mine. September Sunday started taking shape before I ever thought of giving them a name. September Sunday feel easier than before. I used to leave the future open, now I leave one day for us. September Sunday, September Sunday. I used to think ahead before I let much show. Yeah, kept the rougher edges somewhere out of view. People that wasn't really hiding, more like choosing what came first. By the time I figured out the wording, half the feeling had already passed. The habit started fading without asking me to notice. Now the part I used to soften usually comes through first. Let the latch me off guard, and I don't mind it anymore. The version that comes out first is closer than the careful one. Yeah. You catch me off guard before I have the chance to make myself more polished than the band needed to be. I noticed it most clearly on a day that hadn't gone well. There was no energy left for keeping anything composed. Usually I'd wait until the roughness had worn down. This time I let the feeling through before I knew what shape it had. Nothing broke because of it, nothing needed taking back. The less I tried to manage, the easier it became to trust. Oh, you catch me off guard, and I don't mind it anymore. The version that comes out first is closer than the careful one. You catch me off guard before I have the chance to make myself more polished than I ever needed to be. I thought being understood meant explaining myself better. Turns out I was adding more distance every time I tried. Now I trust the unfinished parts to arrive without correction. What reaches you unedited usually says. And now you catch me off guard, and I don't mind it anymore. The version that comes out first is closer than the careful one. You catch me off guard before I have the chance to make myself more polished than I ever needed to be. Off guard, off guard, off guard, off guard. First real disagreement stayed with me longer than it should. Not because it went that badly, I just expected something after. I kept waiting for the distance I already knew too well, yeah. For the feeling to turn careful once the easy part was gone. But the next day felt familiar. Nothing shifted out of place. What I thought would leave a mark barely changed the way we move. Hey, nothing broke when we got it wrong. Nothing disappeared because the moment wasn't easy. Nothing broke, and that changed something in me. I don't have to treat a hard day like the beginning of the end. After that I caught the habit before it ran too far again. The urge to read a bad hour as a sign of something larger. I had spent so long assuming friction meant somebody leaves that I never learned the difference between damage and discomfort. Now I let a rough moment finish being what it is, without dragging it tomorrow or deciding what it proves. Oh, yeah. Nothing broke when we got it wrong. Nothing disappeared because the moment wasn't easy. Nothing broke, and that changed something in me. I don't have to treat a hard day like the beginning of the end. I know where that reflex came from and why you used to feel convincing. When enough things end abruptly, you start expecting the pattern. But being close can hold some weight without becoming something fragile. That took longer to believe than it probably should have. Yeah. Nothing broke when we got it wrong. Nothing disappeared because the moment wasn't easy. Nothing broke, and that changed something in me. I don't have to treat a hard day like the beginning of the end.
I used to run the whole thing twice before I showed up, kicking every answer clean enough to land. By the second month, the heaven shall sucking somewhere in the middle. I quit holding back the first draft. By the seconds out before I can improve it, and nothing falls apart when I leave it where it lays. There's no rehearsal, no second take. I don't stop the sentence just to find a better way. No rehearsal, nothing arranged. The first thing on my mind doesn't have to be replaced. Last Friday I lost the thread halfway through the story, left the ending hanging and forgot where it began. I used to feel the pressure, trying to recover. This time I let it pass, and the moment carried on. That was when I noticed how much had gone missing. All the extra editing I used to do in real time. Yeah, no rehearsal, no second take. I don't stop the sentence just to find a better way. No rehearsal, nothing arranged. The first thing on my mind doesn't have to be replaced. I used to call the tension proof that something mattered. Thought the nerves were part of getting closer to strong one. Now the quiet part feels stronger because it asks for less. Nothing needs correcting before it leaves my chest. No rehearsal, no second takes. I don't stop the sentence just to find a better way. No rehearsal, nothing erased. The first thing on my mind doesn't have to be replaced. No rehearsal, no rehearsal. Ooh, 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 yeah. Ooh, 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 yeah. Ooh, 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 yeah, yeah. At first I kept the weekends open, never counted past the day. I liked how little needed saying, and assumed we'd leave it there. Then I started moving plans around without thinking what it meant. Making room before I noticed you were already part of it. It wasn't one big moment I could circle on a page. More like small decisions quietly leaning the same way. Somewhere I started counting you, and before I knew I was doing it. No promises rehearsed, no reason to make more of it. I stopped planning around you and started leaving room for both. Somewhere I started counting you, and somehow that felt natural. Now I catch myself assuming you'll be somewhere in the week. Not because you asked for anything, or because I made a deal. It just feels stranger leaving you out than it ever did before, which probably says more about me than anything I planned to say. I thought I'd notice sooner if the balance ever changed. Instead I only caught it once it already felt that way. Somewhere I started counting you, and before I knew I was doing it. No promises rehearsed, no reason to make more of it. I stopped planning around you and started leaving room for both. Somewhere I started counting you, and somehow that felt natural. something changed between us. Turns out it happened gradually while I was busy not deciding. By the time I finally noticed, I'd already made the choice. Now it's some grand conclusion just by where I put my time. Somewhere I started counting you, and before I knew I was doing it. No promises rehearsed, no reason to make more of it. I stopped planning around you and started leaving room for both. Somewhere I started counting you, and somehow that felt natural. Felt longer once the first few days had passed. I started wondering whether we would need to find our way back. Not because anything happened, nothing really went that wrong. I just gave the distance meaning, yeah. The longer it went on, then the minute we worked together, all that thinking lost its way. Nothing needed pouring low, the grease saw headways right where it was before I made it complicated. No adjustment, no getting used to anything. Right where it was, like the time between men last. I spent a week expecting distance, then found none of it left. That made me notice something I had probably missed before. How much of what feels certain doesn't need checking anymore. I used to think connection needed constant proof to last. Now a little time between us, yeah, doesn't change what happens next. There was no careful restart, no catching up to where we'd been, yeah. The ease came back immediately because it hadn't really left. Right where it was before I made it complicated. Oh, yeah. No adjustment, no getting used to anything. Oh, right where it was, like the time between midless. Yeah. I spent a week expecting distance and found none of it. Oh, maybe space only feels uncertain when I try to fill it in. Maybe what holds up without effort is the part we're trusting most. I don't need every day between us to confirm the one before. Knowing we can pick it back up makes me worry where it was. Right where it was before I made it complicated. No adjustment, no getting used to anything. Right where it was, like the time between midnight. I spent a week expecting distance and found none of it. Right where it was.
I used to keep the best parts for when I knew they would last. Held back any real excitement until the feeling felt secure. I thought that made me careful, but mostly it made me late. By the time I let myself enjoy it, half the moment had already moved. Then something changed between us without either of us trying. I stopped waiting for a guarantee before I let the good part in. Now I notice what is happening while it is still happening. I don't need tomorrow to tell me what today was worth. Oh, while it's here, I want to feel it. Not after it is settled into something safe to name. Yeah. While it's here, I don't need to measure. I can let the good part happen before I know where it will go. There was a time I would have waited for the feeling to make sense. Turned every easy afternoon into a question about the future. Now I catch myself enjoying what I used to analyze. The difference is not smaller, I just stopped standing outside it. I still know things can change and people can surprise you, but knowing that no longer means I have to keep one foot away. I spent too long protecting what had not been taken yet. Now I would rather have the moment than prepare for losing it. While it's here, I want to feel it. Not after it is settled into something safe to name. While it's here, I don't need to measure. I can let the good part happen before I know where it will go. Was the same as being steady. Thought I could avoid regret by never leaning in too far. But distance has a cost, even when it feels controlled. And I would rather risk the change than miss what is already real.